Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Danayama Natarwantara and I am the refusal team from the first argument of the pro team. And let me tell you about this motion first. This motion is the host. The host believes that parents should prioritize their child in lucrative field rather than non-lucrative field. And I want to tell you something. What the definition of all the word. First, what is lucrative? Lucrative is the talent or anything that all matter to money. Let's say finance, engineering, business, maybe law, and also agriculture. It's all lucrative field. And non-lucrative field, let me tell you. First, we have art, social like sociology, anthropology, psychology, and art. We have theater art. We have drum art or theater art. We have art like drawing art and every other arts. And literature, don't forget about literature. It's all in the non-lucrative field. Okay, I want to tell you the definition that the host suggests the parent let their kid to choose the lucrative field rather than non-lucrative. So the kids will be successful in the future. If you still continue in non-lucrative field, you will not be successful. And before the refusal, I want to tell you my point first. Non-lucrative aren't making money for the future. And before I tell the point, let me have an example. Me, I am a writer. I work for the local newspaper and media, and also I do arts, I do teachers or some kind of drawing, but it's okay. And what do you know? I pivoted to agriculture when I was mature enough to think that art doesn't have any future in this country. So that's the example. But I want to tell you the point that art, the government doesn't support us. The government doesn't support us. The people doesn't support us. But do you know what? People think art is, doesn't mean at all. Even abstract, they have art, they doesn't care about it. They just think it's just like weird drawing or weird scribble, but it all has meaning. That's why the non-lucrative field can grow in this, that can make money in here because every person in here doesn't care about art, doesn't care about literature. And for literature, they just mean like, they just read and they go and they forget about the books. That's why the literature doesn't grow in Indonesia. Also, if you don't want to say literature doesn't grow in Indonesia because of that, because of the pirating, the people that used to pirating the book. And second, I want to tell about the child future. You know what? How the child future could be? First, let me tell you, lucrative job has a bigger opportunity to make money. And if you don't know what, 10 of our businessmen are all lucrative jobs. First, 1 to 9 are engineering and 1 is finance or maybe you call it business. And non-lucrative job doesn't make the kid to be successful. Some non-lucrative artists, some non-lucrative job or people who active in non-lucrative thing, they doesn't be successful. They need to work in their lucrative first before joining their non-lucrative work. Another mean, non-lucrative is only good for hobbies and side job, not as main job. And like how you say that? Because you know what? I know many people in non-lucrative job. Because of that, I have so many theater friends, and they are maybe live in poverty or they just live as theater to not be their main job. Theater is just their side jobs. And if you want the example of what is non-lucrative sport that doesn't make people net money, first you have a niche art, niche sport. What is niche sport? If you doesn't know, niche sport is like the sport that doesn't been as popular in here. Let me say fencing, wrestling, maybe judo, and also weightlifting. It doesn't lucrative. It doesn't support money. And for the lucrative job on sport, you have soccer and badminton. And my third point is unstable job market. It is also the rebuke because they say non-lucrative jobs are so stable. It's not unstable. They just see about what is good or non-lucrative. They just know non-lucrative make the kid be better, but it doesn't mean at all. Non-lucrative job market is not stable. It's always unstable because of what? I have an example first before I tell my point. Example, I went on to search any theater who look for actor, and what I said, I bought it this year. 1 year difference, and maybe almost 2 years. I want to find a theater, I want an actor. That's why non-lucrative jobs are unstable. If you want to say social work, how do you think social work? It's not as unstable as you think. Psychology is not unstable. It's unstable psychology. Because when you think about it, the psychology aren't so many job market to do. Like you just gonna be a human resource development and also maybe psychiatrist or maybe you could join the army in their psychological matters. Also, before that, I want to review the argument first. First, the set of word. If we said about prodigy, I want to tell you about. Do you ever heard about the syndrome, the prodigy, burnout prodigy syndrome, because of the prodigy that's tired of all their prodigy that they're genius at? You know, some kind of art they're gonna be, but they're gonna have burnout because they think this art it doesn't fit their requirement. This doesn't fit their requirement. That's why they have the prodigy syndrome. Burnout. Also, if you want to say prodigy, why you say prodigy could never compete in lucrative job? If they couldn't, they could participate because of that. They're a prodigy, they're a genius. How they can compete in lucrative job already is the same. And set up to parent incentive. Wow, this is the wildest one I ever heard. Parent incentive is so wild because of, you know what? Not every parent born in a rich family. Some people born in a poor family, and what do? They can maybe have non-lucrative talent, but what they gonna do? They be forced into lucrative talent to make their families go higher class. Because of, you know what? Some middle class family choose their kid to be lucrative, so their kid could have like better future than them. And if they start in non-lucrative, what they gonna do? People right now doesn't care about non-lucrative, they doesn't care about art, they doesn't care about social. They only care about the science and mathematics, all that. And do you know what's the pain of this all? Some artists and some writer doesn't even get remembered by people until they dead. Until they die. People doesn't remember, people doesn't know their name. Why you want people to be in non-lucrative field? When lucrative field you can be remembered every time and anytime. Also, I want to pick about my point. You said non-lucrative field are always open. Yes, it never always open. It's not always open. Some theater doesn't open their recruitment. Some art gallery doesn't want their gallery. And you know what? People with non-lucrative, it's maybe mostly there are some kind of unemployed because of their job doesn't care about anything most. And remember one thing. Some non-lucrative jobs are unemployed because of what? Because they will be replaced by AI. And you see about lucrative one. And do you know what? Engineering will not be replaced by AI. Thank you and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.